Hey there, Ben Lipper here. Today I'm going to show you the secrets that I use to code an intake. Now, I've been coding intakes for years. I've got some special techniques that I really want to show you because this is really incredible. I've seen so many people who just by like 3 blocks of code improve their driving significantly because their intake was coded better. So I want to show you that today. Now, if you haven't gotten your robot all set up, I've got a video on how to do that. If you haven't coded your Catapult yet, there's a video on how to do that. Go and click the link under this video. It'll send you an email, basically. You'll enter your email address. It'll send you an email with all the details that you need both for this video and for the rest of them. It'll kind of show you the setup. So if you come in and you're like, whoa, he's got a lot of code already, that's because this is not the first video in a series. You can watch this video through, but make sure you click that link so you get access to all the other videos. It's totally free. I just want to be able to send them to you. So I got a bunch of videos that I want to share with you. Now, we are going to go and jump into VEX code. You can see we already coded our Catapult. The next thing we're going to code is our intake. So I'm going to go ahead and code it. In order to code your intake, the first thing you do is you always pull your intake off the buttons. I've got them on the left buttons here, so I'm going to pull them off. Now they're not there. Hit done. We'll close the side panel. And I want to make it so that when I push button L up, my Catapult, or my intake, spins forward. And when I press button L down, oops, that's intake, my intake will stop. And there we go. That is just about it for intake code. If you want to be able to spin it backwards, you could easily add another button. Oops. You could maybe say, oh, I'm not using, the E buttons on my controller. So maybe when E down is pressed, spin intake reverse. There you go. And that's all the code that you need for your intake. I'm going to go ahead and download that onto my robot. And let's go ahead and see how this looks. So here's our robot. I'm going to go ahead and hit this intake forward button. Intake spins forward. I'm going to hit this intake stop button. It stops. And if I need to, I can hit this intake reverse button, and it's going to reverse that intake. And then again, the stop button on top is going to stop it. Perfect. My intake's all coded. Now let me go ahead and show you how to code the tensioner. So coding the tensioner is really cool because initially you've got the tensioner, you've got the up and down buttons on the tensioner, and that is going to adjust how much tension is in your rubber bands. But once you figure out what your high and low shots are, you don't want to be trying to finagle with it every time to get the perfect tension. All you want to do is hit one button and it automatically takes you there. So let me show you how to do that. Basically, the first thing you do is same as before. You hit controller and we're going to pull that guy off. That way there's no tensioner on the controller at all. And I'm going to collapse that because I need more space. I want to use the F buttons to control my tensioner. So I'm going to hit when controller button F up is pressed. What do we want to have happen? We have to be careful with the block we use. The one you need says spin tensioner to position 90 degrees. The common blocks people use instead are this block or this one. If you look, these blocks almost say exactly the same thing. It says set instead of spin. Set is not going to work. It's got to be spin. And this one, it says spin, but look, it says spin forward. 4 instead of spin to position. So that's not going to work either. So you're going to spin your tensioner to position, and you don't know what this number is. You're going to have to tune it. But I'm going to guess it's 500 for the low shot and 1,000 for the high shot for me. Those are just guesses. So F up, I'm going to make that the high shot. F down is going to be the low shot. There we go. And that's it. Now, how do you figure out what these 500 and 1,000 numbers are? Those were just feelings that I had when I plugged this in. I have no idea what they are. And so what we're going to do is we are actually going to take this robot over to the field and try the high shot, try the low shot. If the high shot is too high, you're going to decrease this number. If the high shot's too low, you're going to increase this number. The same is true for the low shot. If your low shot is overshooting, this number goes down. If the low shot is undershooting, this number goes up. Cool. So let me just show you what this does on the back of the robot. So I'm going to take you over to my robot here. All right, so you can kind of see my rubber band tensioner. It's this thing right here in the back. When I go and hit that F down button, it's going to spin up for the low shot. That's how much it's supposed to spin up for the low shot. And hit F up now, it's going to spin up more. F down, and it automatically goes to the exact right position and stops. You can't actually see it here. But when I tap it, you see how it automatically goes to the perfect position and stops? I don't have to hold the button. So that is how you need to code your tensioner. That will let you basically just drive up to the goal and shoot immediately rather than worrying about making sure it's lined up properly before you shoot. All right, and that is actually it for how I code my robots. I do have some other weird things. You can check out some other videos on my channel. I do have other coding videos. But that is the core of how I code my robots for VEX IQ Challenge Rapid Relay. So if you like this, go ahead and like and subscribe. Hopefully you found this useful. If you do have questions, go ahead, click the link under this video, and watch the other videos, because the other videos are mission critical to this. If you like haven't clicked that link and you've been watching this video, I mean, hopefully you understood some of it. You probably were a little confused. Go and make sure you click that link. This is not the first video in a sequence. So click that link, get the downloads. As always, like and subscribe, and I cannot wait to see what you build this year.